Hey guys, so I am coming to you guys to make this video. A few days ago or so, I had put a status on Facebook basically asking about birth control. And I was asking because I've been on the Mirena. I've had the Mirena in, which is an IUD. And I had one way back when, and I had it for 6 years. Then I had it removed, and then I got another one, which is the one I was asking about, and that was for 5 years. And I don't want any more kids. I only have one. He's 12. I'm not starting over. Like, I just don't want any more kids. So I pretty much was wondering what type of birth control were people using, because I've had the Mirena for so long, and I kind of wanted to give my body a little rest. I also thought about getting my tubes tied, but I didn't know. Like, I just was completely stuck. Didn't know what I wanted to do. So I asked people, like, what type of birth control were they doing? And I got all kinds of responses. I even had people inbox me in reference to my IUD. What was it like? You know, was it painful? Multiple questions. So I figured I would make this video. I'm a couple days late making it, but it's being made. So hey. So pretty much, I decided to get the IUD, the Mirena, put back in. And I didn't decide that until I got to the doctors. So pretty much the doctor, they sent me home. Now, mind you, let me tell you, the last couple of times I had the Mirena, they did not offer me any type of pain medication or anxiety medication or anything, nothing. So this time she was like, well, if you do decide to get the Mirena, you have to go to the pharmacy. I called in anxiety medication as well as pain medication. She did like a generic Zoloft and a hydrocodone. I was like paranoid, and not paranoid, but scared, like anxiety and everything, because I know it was painful for insertion. And so I just kind of kept thinking, like, why all of a sudden now are they trying to give me pain medication and anxiety medication, and they've never done that before? So like my mind was just like, what am I putting myself up to? So anyway, the day comes, I take the anxiety medication and the hydrocodone. I took it like 40 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that before my procedure. And it was so funny because I kept saying to my husband, like, I don't feel anything. Like, what is anxiety medicine? Like, what am I supposed to feel like? Am I going to feel groggy? Am I going to feel like, oh, everything's great? Like, what am I going to feel like? And so, it started kicking in when I got to the doctors. I started feeling like, hey, everything's so wonderful. Everything's so great. I kind of dozed off in the waiting room. And so pretty much they called me back. She talks to me about everything. She said if I got birth control, because I'm almost closer to 40, I have a higher risk for like blood clots and heart disease. I don't want that. I have heart disease running in my family. She told me if I get the tubal ligation, they do this thing with something about cauterizing or whatever you call it with your uterus. Some people prefer not to do that. She was saying that I'll have heavier bleeding, like periods afterwards. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to do that. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and get the Mirena put in. Let's do it. Let's go. So they moved me to the procedure room. And so, yeah, it was a procedure room, just like I remember. Lights, all this stuff, the tray, the deadly, you know, the tray. When you walk in and you see that tray with the thing that opens you up, and the swabs and all that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, every time I see that, I go, not because of pain or anything, just because there's two people in the room, the nurse and the doctor. Your legs are open, wide open like this. They're just looking all down there with the lights, you know. But yeah, so, okay, I'm laying on the table. I'm good. Get on the table. And so she puts the thing in, starts opening, you know, me up or whatever. And then she's like, okay. So she pulls the Mirena that I had in out, and I go, oh! That was it. And I was like, oh, and pretty much it was because she didn't say like, I'm doing it now. I just knew she was gonna do it. And it basically felt like a period cramp. And so I just kind of was like, and that was it. And so she was like, yeah, see, that wasn't bad. And I was like, oh no, that was a piece of cake. So she said, okay, now I'm going to stick in the thing. Well, she didn't say the thing, but whatever she called it to measure you. So she sticks that in, and I'm like, oh my God. And so she was like, it's all done. That part's done. I was like, okay, cool. So she said, now I'm going to insert the IUD. So she sticks that in, and I was like, oh my God. And it was over. Like that quick. It was done. Now, there was some pain, but it wasn't like all the horror stories and everything that I was reading about, you know. Oh my gosh, I passed out. I vomited. I was dizzy. I had the sweats. I couldn't walk. I was crampy. Like I'm speaking for myself. I did not have any of that problem at all. Afterwards, I got up. I was fine. Now, later on that night, I felt a little crampy. And yes, I did have bleeding, but it wasn't bad at all. The next day, I still felt a little crampy, but I went to work. Like, you know, it wasn't too bad of a situation or whatever. So, I mean, I would recommend for people to get the Mirena or the Kyleena. She tried to offer me the Kyleena. I think she said that was like 3 years. I'm like, lady, no, I need something longer than that. So I think she said the Paragard was 10 years, but it's like copper or something. And I didn't really want that. So I opted back for the Mirena because I've had two before. This isn't my first rodeo. And so I opted for that. Plus my husband, he would have... I need the Mirena because he would have kids on kids on kids, and I'm not trying. So, but I just pretty much wanted to come to y'all and let y'all know, you know, how it was when I got the Mirena put in. I didn't find that it was too bad. I think it's the anxiety and the fear of what you hear about the pain that made me nervous. And I think the anxiety medicine helped with that as well. So I would highly recommend you get the Mirena. After this Mirena comes out, let's see, I'll be 42. My son will be about graduating from high school. Yeah, almost right around there. He's 12 now, 5 years, 17. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I don't want any more kids. So then I may either get another Mirena or I might get my tube shot at that time. But yeah, I just wanted to come to y'all and tell y'all basically what it was like, what happened. It wasn't so bad for me. You know, other people have had way worse situations than I have had. So I can only speak for myself, but I highly recommend the Mirena, especially if you don't want any more kids. I know I've heard people that say they have gotten pregnant on the Mirena. I've heard people say that theirs came out, it entered their uterine wall. I've heard all these stories about Mirena, and I haven't had that issue. Like I said, this is my third one. So, you know, it happens. That's what a side effect is. And there you go. So, if you have any questions, hit me below. But I just wanted to let y'all know how it was. Everything was fine for me. I'm cool. I'm good now. And my husband and I are actually about to go out on a date because the boy is about to be gone for the night. Even though that doesn't matter because he stays home anyway, but he's going to be gone. We're about to go out. We're going to have fun. And I guess I will talk to y'all next time. New topic coming soon.